Alright, hi. This is going to be a video of how I managed to fix the rear view camera, the backup cam, on what I believe is a 2012 Hyundai Sonata. Alright, so this is the reversing sequence for a car with the blue screen reversing camera problem. When I put it in reverse, this is after me doing the repairs, and you can see that I can see behind my car. As you can see, there's a garage door and a brick wall behind the car. So, the camera is now working, but what you won't see with a blue screen camera is this image will be blue. You will still have the overlaid text and the overlaid graphics. The graphics here are calculated and rendered with the position of the wheels. You can see when I turn the wheels, the overlay changes. So when you have a blue screen camera problem, you will still see the overlay because the computer is still working. If you don't have an overlay, your car is fucked. Get a new car and a new computer. But yeah, if you don't have an overlay, that's bad. That's really, really bad. The camera also, if it's black, I highly doubt you could fix it. That would mean that the module is really, really dead. The blue screen gives hope because it tells me that there is a feed, there's something coming from the camera module, but it's not an image, it's like a dead feed. But yeah, so we're now going to go into the repair part of the video. I'm going to go eventually put this back in the car, but you can see this is the plastic trim where there's the button. Here it is. There's the little button to open the trunk, and where the two lights go, there, and in the middle is where the little rear view camera mounts. And when you get this out of the car, which I will show how to do in a bit. You have this little metal bit, which is the cap for the camera. The issue with this camera in particular was definitely caused by water damage. The entire area here was sort of covered in like a salt, like the same kind of salt that when you have a battery that's sitting for too long, it sort of builds that white crust. It's a very similar kind of white crust all along there, and then when I open this with a fine point Phillips 1, I believe, you can get in pretty deep with the Phillips 1, but I'm going to show you later on that you need a Phillips 0 to take apart the little camera itself. This is it. This is the, from Hyundai, this is the like $900 Canadian part. And I managed to fix this with about an hour's worth of time and a few dollars of the stuff. Isopropyl alcohol, 99%. And so this camera inside was all full of that sort of crystalline stuff, the corroded crap, the white crap. So is the inside of this housing here. And I cleaned them both with isopropyl alcohol, 99% isopropyl alcohol. Gave them a good rubbing with some Q-tips. Not here though, upstairs on the bench. Warning and preface, I do tech repairs, and I had never done this kind of work, but I tend to work on small stuff like this, and so you gotta be really delicate, really careful. And just the housing here, also this is the front mount where the lens sticks out of. This was all full of like white crap. And what you see here is after I've gone through and cleaned everything, and I wire wheeled the, just over there on my drill press, I wire wheeled the housing of this, and then gave it like 2 solid coats of trim clad clear, after obviously cleaning it with alcohol to make sure that the metal was all nice and clean. I gave it at least 2 good coats of that top coat, the clear coat, and the connector, the little connector in right here, oh, you can't see that. Anyways, the little white connector there with a little clip on the end, which connects here on the camera module. I actually filled that in with some of this stuff, some super lube, some PTFE, synthetic grease, multi-purpose grease. The stuff is great, high temp, it's water resistant, it's just generally really good grease. So this is the camera module after I cleaned it. And what I ended up doing is I added a layer of conformal coating to the board, the little boards in here. Conformal coating, if you don't know, is it's basically clear coat for electronics, and it's my clear coat. My conformal coating is really toxic stuff. You got to wear gloves and goggles, and you got to do it outside basically. But I just put a few layers of conformal coating on this to make sure that it would survive. Put some grease in the connector, grease in that connector, the male end. There is a little seal on this, which hopefully you can see there, which I believe the seal is what ended up giving out and causing water to leak into the camera module. But yeah, so I re-lubed that seal with some of this super lube. It's really good lube stuff, which should make it last a fair while longer, and also clean this up and conformal coat it a bit on the inside, just to make sure, I guess, water didn't get through that, even though it does appear to be sealed quite well. And then the clear coat on top should make that waterproof, hopefully. There's a little red O-ring seal on the end of the camera, also re-lubed that with the grease. And the rear, like, plastic thingy had a bunch of clips. These, focus. Anyways, these are little clips that the lights screw into, because the plastic is just plastic. So these allow the screws for the lights to grip into something. These were rusted to shit, and they were like rusting all over the plastic, and it was really gross. Just clean the plastic off with the screwdriver. Got most of the rust off of these with the same screwdriver, and then I just wire wheeled them, and then I added like 2 solid coats of clear on top of these, and I'm gonna lube them before putting them back on the plastic there. They just sort of clip on, like right there, right like that. And so these are the little lights for the car, and these have screws which just screw right into that from the bottom. Also, while you're in here and you have your lube out, you might as well take the lights out, and that green O-ring around the lights, you might as well just clean it and re-lube that, because it was pretty gross on mine, on this unit. Also, this seal, which is the seal for the main wire harness for the rear portion of this assembly, Also relubricated that and added some grease on the inside of that seal there, just to make sure that a little, well, to try and prevent water from getting in again. And so I'm going to put this back together here and reinstall the bracket. Also, this is the camera mount bracket. The little anodized metal thing screws onto this, which was also rusted, which I also wire wheeled and also clear coated, double clear coated. As you can see, it's really nice and shiny, and this should be, well, much less likely of rusting. Also, the screws that were holding in all of this into those were also all rusted and gross, and I also wire wheeled them and also clear coated them. So these screws should now not rust nearly as much. I'm going to put this all back together, and I will get back to you.